from Selena Todd. And her second dive will be a back 2.5, 1.5 twist, pike position. 3.2 degree of difficulty here. And she chooses to go to one side of the platform. Wherever you're comfortable, really.
Beautiful, beautiful, very strong diver, Selena. She has so much power. I know that she can do that dive very well, and she just did. She was in her twist position, and then she grabbed her hands for the entry a little bit earlier, and that's create bubbles at the end. But in general, it was a beautiful dive for her.
Good dive to build on that confidence. Lisa, her coach, very happy with this. 7s and 7.5.
Time to shake it up.
Even worth the dance. Here comes Emily Meany of Australia with a back arm stand, double somersaults, 1.5 twist, 3.2 degree of difficulty.
Once again, very important to show that control. Oop.
Ooh. So this is going to be a 2-point deduction from every judge. You're only allowed to go once. She's very nervous now going back for the second time.
You can see she's shaking. Good comeback, good comeback. As you mentioned, it's going to be, the judges will deduct 2 points from her bug because she didn't go the first time. So that's create a big nervous, it's going to be very stressful for her because she knows that she needs to go right now, and she was capable of managing her stress.
4.5s and 5s for the dive with the deduction. That's going to be a hit for her. She'll have to shake that off and come back stronger. Here comes the American now. She'll be doing the exact same dive. Can't let yourself get distracted here with what just happened with the previous diver.
Just missing the entry.
Everything was there.
Everything was there. I really love her line. If you can see when she went up in her handstand, she had a beautiful line. She knew exactly where she had to go. She jumped out, take her twist position, but unfortunately wasn't tight enough to get that entry clean.
6s are the scores being retained for her dive. 57.60 is her total score. Up next now, Lois Tolson from Great Britain. She'll be doing a reverse 2.5 somersaults tuck, 2.8 degree of difficulty.
It's going to be very important for her to control that come out of her tuck position. Oh, and she missed a little bit of tightness on her abdominal. And that's the reason why her legs fell off. Right here, she jumped so high, see the water twice, but she needed to keep that connection.
10 meters to accomplish 2.5 rotations sometimes can get tricky. You still have to give it a lot of speed in the rotation, and that did not happen here. That is a mistake for Lois Tolson. 49 points on the dive. We're going to get to see a beautiful dive here. Lower degree of difficulty, 2.9 for a back 2.5 pike position. I think we can agree that this is her signature dive.
Of course it is, and when we're talking about control, she knows how to control.
Pandalay Lapang from Malaysia.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
So close.
Yes, but I really love how she went for it. She sees the water 2 times, but unfortunately, she kept her hands a little bit too much in front, so that's the reason why she couldn't get that entry.
The arms really have to be lined up with the body to go get that perfect connection with the water. Unfortunately, that's a miss. 5.5s and 6.
And especially for back and reverse, your hand has to be a little bit more backward because you want to get that entry. You want to have that line.
Just a tiny bit behind your
Yes.
ears is where they should be lined up. Sarah Jaudoin Di Maria from Italy doing a forward 3.5 somersaults, pike position.
Wow.
Beautiful
Yes,
dive.
beautiful dive. Just the quality of the entry could have been a little bit cleaner, but look how she went for it. Her pike position was beautiful, and she just grabbed a little bit too soon her hands for that entry.
Everything happens very fast. Minimal damage here, though. 7s are being retained for the dive. 63 points for Sarah Jaudoin Di Maria. Maya Biginelli, just 19 years old, trying to bounce back here with a forward 3.5 somersaults, pike position. Beautiful takeoff.
Beautiful takeoff. She's very powerful. So beautiful takeoff, beautiful speed also. She will just need to work on that control. Right here, she was a little bit, she came out a little bit too late, and that's the reason why she passed the vertical.
And you really have to keep your head lined up towards the water. If you keep your head in dives like this one, your body's going to keep rotating. 6s on the dive for the Italian.
You basically need to look where you're going.
Exactly. Andrea Spendolini, Serie X from Great Britain. Her second dive will be an inward 3.5 tuck.
Wow, beautiful. And I didn't expect that because she jumped a little bit too far back from the tower, but she knows exactly where she is. She spun 3 times in a beautiful pike position, and she a little bit hesitated to come out, but she knew exactly where she were to get that entry clean.
Very exciting dive to watch, and the scores speak for themselves. 8 for a total of 76.80. Alexis, her coach, originally from France, he's very happy. Second round dive for the Canadian, Kaylee Mackay. She'll be doing a reverse 2.5 tuck position, 2.8 degree of difficulty.
Very easy dive for Kaylee.
She's working in training to add a rotation, get some more difficulty to this dive, and clearly she has enough space to add a flip.
Yes, she does. Very good. She came out a little bit too late, and I feel like she could have been a little bit earlier so she could have hit the vertical.
And this is a very easy dive for Kaylee, especially in the situation where she has a lot of adrenaline. Being in the final right now, 7s are being rewarded for her. Minimal damage. Still keeps a smile. Iwa Lee giving her all the tips. On to the next now, Yushi Chen of China. She'll be doing an inward 3.5 somersaults, tuck position. 3.2 degree of difficulty.
Beautiful. I
I'm
didn't
looking
see a
forward
splash.
to seeing what you're going to find here to say.
Yes. Well, there's nothing I can say. Just compliment. Look at that position. Oh, her toe could have been a little bit more pointed, but in general, it was a great dive. Confident come out. Beautiful entry.
We just saw here a little bit of a bounce from the tower, so it happens very fast. The judges don't get to see it. Very excited to see the scores that are going to come up here. Wow, 9.5s. A 10 is being deducted. We keep the highest 2 and the lowest 2. We keep 3 scores, get rid of the highest 2 and the lowest 2, add up with the degree of difficulty. Monster dive for Yushi Chen. And following up is Hong Chan Kwan with the same dive. Inward 3.5 tuck.
Beautiful. She knows how to respond to her synchro partner that she just did a beautiful dive. Her toes could have been a little bit more pointy to just be picky, but it was a beautiful dive. Perfect for me.
Very difficult to find anything wrong here. I always say, oh, there it is. You get a peek at what's coming for you. Monster scores, 10s, 10, 10 for Hong Chan Kwan. 96 points, and Jennifer Abel beside me gets goose